friends who had known Adelaide better than anyone else. 5 months later, in March 2020, just 10 performances into Miguel's Broadway run, the world was thrown into collective quarantine. At this point, I was fairly confident that I had been cast in some sort of cosmic shit show. Not only did my grief become destructive, but I had absolutely zero interest in healing. Perhaps because of much of Adelaide's life, my love for her got tangled up in the emotional pain I experienced at the hands of her medical condition. If I tried to heal, that would require me to let go of the pain and, by extension, I thought, my daughter. I hadn't been able to physically keep Adelaide in our lives, so you better believe I had no intention of letting go of her emotionally, ergo, the attachment to pain. Yet everywhere I turned, I felt like healing thoughts, vibes, and prayers were being flung in my direction. It took time, intense reflection, and a heavy dose of antidepressants for me to understand that healing was going to happen whether I wanted it to or not. Time heals. It just does. Ready or not, here it comes, and in its wake we are left with scars. Scars we are taught to hide away, which is probably why I equated healing with forgetting. But our scars aren't something to be embarrassed by or insecure about. They are reminders of battles fought. So why not accept and own the lines of the scar? What if, instead of burying the scars under clothes and fake smiles, we displayed them with honor and remembrance? What if you could turn your jagged, tough skin into a work of art by designing a beautiful tattoo around it? That, to me, is healing. The reminders of the pain are still there, but the marks they leave behind and the person we become as a result pay homage to a life lived. After all, the only reason loss hurts so much is because we love so hard. There is no loss without love, and there is nothing more beautiful or complicated in this world than love. So it stands to reason that we should be able to find beauty and even create beauty out of our losses. Through writing and sharing my blog Inchstones, I discovered, even during some of my darkest moments, that I was far from alone in my thoughts and experiences. I also discovered that I'm pretty good at putting those often irrational feelings into words so that others could relate to and identify with them. I didn't start writing the blog to help others. It was part of my own therapeutic journey, a way to process my life in 800-word weekly installments. But it did help others, and knowing that, in turn, helped me feel that maybe all this pain didn't need to be in vain. Normal Broken was born out of this desire to lend a hand and help others find their own words, even if that means simply sitting in the dark together, acknowledging our brokenness, and feeling broken together. What you can expect from this book are honest pieces of my personal story and the candid realizations I made along the way that helped me survive and, yes, even heal. You probably won't connect with everything here because we all grieve differently, and that's okay. I would never presume to tell anyone how to grieve, but I do hope that you can pull nuggets from my trials and insights that can help make your own grief journey a little less treacherous, or at the very least, feel you are not navigating it alone. Another thing you should know about this book is that while it is segmented into chapters because that's how books work, that does not mean that I've discovered some magical order to healing. Grief is many things, but linear is not one of them. Just as what we are grieving varies, so does how we process it. Please feel free to take these chapters in whatever order you need as you navigate your grief. Let this book meet you where you are at whatever moment you happen to arrive there. While I'm dismantling how books are heard, let me also confess that self-help books have never been my jam. I've never dealt well with people telling me what to do. Even as a child, I insisted on learning by doing everything myself. I do it. So in this book, you will not find bullet-pointed advice because I could never write a book that I wouldn't read myself. I should also add that I am not a therapist, counselor, or social worker, and this book is not to be confused with psychiatric guidance. I am a typical woman who has experienced unimaginable loss and is still stumbling through my grief, which I hope makes this book accessible.